Welcome, dearest cinephiles, to another thrilling installment of Tim and Tom's Film Night. My name is Thomas, and I'm joined today by my long-standing and ever so slightly more refined partner in crime, Timothy. And what a delight it always is to see you all tuning in, whether you're a regular viewer or perhaps a newcomer drawn by the siren song of our captivating conversation. Now, today we're diving into the chilling waters of supernatural horror with the 2024 American gem, Night Swim, directed by Bryce McGuire. This film promises to keep us on edge from beginning to end. Timothy, my dear fellow, I trust you've had ample time to watch and ponder your thoughts.
Oh, Thomas, old chap, a most unsettling experience. It was indeed, but before we dive into the deep end of this cinematic pool party gone awry, shall we first address our dear viewers? Greetings, old Timothy here. I must say your support is truly appreciated. Now back to this film.
Finally. Let's hear what you think of Night Swim, Tim. Do you find it a refreshing dip or more of a chilling plunge into the unknown?
Well, Thomas, dear boy, it's quite simple, really. I found Night Swim to be a rather subpar dip into the realm of horror cinema. The story revolves around the Miller family, who recently moved to the idyllic suburbia, complete with a sparkling pool in their backyard. However, what initially seems like a dream come true soon turns into a nightmare as they begin experiencing unexplained phenomena around the pool area. As the plot thickens, it becomes apparent that there's more lurking beneath the surface than meets the eye. Or should I say, swims below the surface. The film tries to evoke a sense of dread and unease through various jump scares and creepy camera angles, but ultimately falls short of delivering genuine frights.
No, don't get me wrong.
There are some moments of tension sprinkled throughout, thanks largely to the performances by Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon as the head of the household and his wife, respectively. But overall, it's a rather pedestrian entry into the horror genre, relying too heavily on cliches and tropes without really bringing anything new or truly terrifying to the table.
Timothy, dear chap, you are always such a wet blanket when it comes to horror films, aren't you? Personally, I found Night Swim to be a refreshing breath of chlorine-infused air. While it may not reinvent the wheel of terror, it succeeds in delivering a solid, traditional supernatural horror flick that manages to dunk viewers into its murky world. From the very first scene, the story itself is simple enough. Family moves into a seemingly perfect suburban paradise, only to discover that their dream home harbors dark secrets lurking beneath the surface. The gradual build-up of eerie occurrences, augmented by effective use of lighting and sound design, creates an atmosphere of growing unease that culminates in a satisfyingly chilling climax. As for the performances, I thought both Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon brought authenticity to their respective roles, effectively portraying a couple on the brink of breaking apart, due to the escalating supernatural activity surrounding them. The supporting cast also deserves mention, especially young Samantha's chilling performance as the daughter who seems to be communicating with something sinister lurking below the surface of the pool. So, in conclusion, while Night Swim may not revolutionize the genre, it's a solid entry point for horror enthusiasts looking for a good old-fashioned fright fest. And Tom, dear chap, I must say your choice of a film to review this week is, dare I say, splashing with potential. Now, Timothy, my friend, do you happen to know the name of the demonic entity that reportedly haunts the Miller family's pool?
Thomas, dear chap, you always seem to have a knack for asking those tricky questions. As for the name of Ayam, the demonic entity that haunts the Miller family's pool in Night Swim, it appears that there is some debate among fans and even within the film itself. While the original 2014 short film by Bryce McGuire and Rod Blackhurst doesn't explicitly reveal the name of the demon, the 2024 feature-length adaptation introduces us to a character named Craig, who seems to have some knowledge about the entity. According to him, it is known as Mara, which is an ancient Sumerian water spirit that feeds on human fear and misery. However, it's worth noting that this information may be unreliable or even a red herring, as we later learn that Craig has his own sinister motives for involving himself in the Miller family's plight. So there you have it, my dear viewers, the possible identity of the demonic entity haunting the Miller family's pool and night swim. But don't take our word for it. Do your own research and dive into the murky depths of this supernatural thriller to uncover the truth for yourselves. And remember, always exercise caution when venturing into the unknown. You never know what lurks beneath the surface.
Now, Timothy, dear chap, I must say that I found myself quite impressed with the way the filmmakers managed to balance the elements from the original short and expand upon them for the feature-length adaptation. While the core premise remains unchanged, a family moves into their dream, whole only to discover a sinister presence lurking beneath their idyllic facade. The new version delves deeper into the characters' lives, exploring the fractures and secrets that have been festering beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect facade. The addition of Samantha, played by young actress Sophia Lily Rose, brings a much-needed layer of innocence and vulnerability to the otherwise tormented cast, adding a heart-wrenching element to the already chilling storyline. Furthermore, the expanded runtime allows for more nuanced character development, creating a richer, more immersive world where the lines between reality and dreams blur seamlessly, heightening the sense of dread and unease that permeates every frame of the film. On the technical side, the cinematography deserves special mention, with the use of unsettling wide-angle shots and innovative POV camera techniques effectively amplifying the claustrophobic atmosphere and growing sense of unease as the story unfolds. The sound design, too, deserves praise, expertly employing creeping sounds and eerie silences to heighten the film's tangible sense of dread. As for the performance, I already mentioned Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon, but special mention must be given to young Samantha Lily Rose, who manages to convey a chilling mix of innocence and incipient malice with her haunting portrayal of the tormented child. In conclusion, while Night Swim may not reinvent the wheel of supernatural horror, it's a solid entry point for fans of the genre seeking an engaging, old-school fright fest that delivers on its promises, and then some.
Well, Tom, dear chap, I must admit that your enthusiasm is infectious. While I still maintain my reservations about the film's reliance on cliches and tropes, I can't deny that there were some genuinely creepy moments scattered throughout. The expanded character development and exploration of the family dynamic certainly added layers to what could have otherwise been a straightforward slasher flick. And yes, Samantha Lily Rose delivers an impressive performance, adding a much-needed emotional depth to the otherwise standard issue ensemble. As for the technical aspects, the cinematography and sound design do indeed contribute significantly to the film's overall atmosphere of dread and unease. However, I must admit that I found myself wishing for more originality in terms of storytelling and plot twists. That said, Night Swim does serve its purpose as a mindless, spine-tingling horror flick. It's not going to win any awards or revolutionize the genre, but it delivers on its promised thrills and chill. If you're looking for a film to watch alone late at night with a stiff drink and a warm blanket nearby, then this might just be the ticket. But as with all horror films, viewers should approach Night Swim with a healthy dose of skepticism and even healthier distrust of seemingly innocent pools.
Now, Timothy, dear chap, let's turn our attention to the talented cast who bring these characters to life. Wyatt Russell portrays husband and father Jack Miller, a man who seemingly has everything but is struggling with the pressures of providing for his family. His performance delivers a believable mix of stoicism and simmering frustration that perfectly captures the character's internal turmoil. Kerry Condon plays Jack's wife, Sarah, a mother and homemaker who initially appears to have a perfect life, but is secretly harboring her own demon. Condon delivers a nuanced performance that convincingly portrays a woman caught between her love for her family and the mounting terror that threatens to tear them apart. The standout performance, in my humble opinion, comes from young Samantha Lily Rosewoods, who plays their daughter, Ellie. Her character exudes an eerie air of innocence and vulnerability that makes her all the more terrifying when she starts to exhibit signs of being affected by whatever sinister force lurks beneath the surface of the pool. Woods' portrayal of Ellie is chillingly authentic, bringing a heart-wrenching element to the otherwise chilling storyline. The supporting cast, including Samantha's best friend, Olivia, played by Mia Fowler, and neighbor, Craig, played by James McAvoy, also deliver solid performances that add depth to the film's brooding atmosphere of dread and unease. Overall, Night Swim succeeds in building a tense, atmospheric world where the line between reality and nightmare blurs seamlessly. The talented cast, led by Russell, Condon, Woods, Fowler, and McAvoy, effectively bring the characters to life, further immersing viewers into the film's hauntingly visceral world of horror. While it may not reinvent the genre, Night Swim offers a satisfyingly chilling cinematic experience that will leave audiences questioning their own fears and the darkness lurking beneath even the most idyllic facades. As for me, Timothy, dear fellow, I must admit to having slept with a nightlight on since watching this film.
Well, Tom, dear chap, I must admit that the film does have some interesting artistic influences scattered throughout its runtime. For instance, there are clear nods to classic horror films such as The Ring and The Babadook, with their use of unsettling imagery and eerie sound design. Additionally, the movie borrows elements from psychological thrillers like Split, and even takes a page from the Korean horror fiction bestseller Gyeong-gyeong by Kim Jung-mayong, which tells a tale of haunted objects and ancient spirits. The filmmakers skillfully weave these influences together to create an atmospheric nightmare that is both familiar yet uniquely terrifying. The setting itself plays a significant role in amplifying the film's creep factor. The suburban idyll, with its pristine lawns and picture-perfect homes, serves as a stark contrast to the sinister secrets lurking beneath the seemingly serene facade. The pool, which should symbolize relaxation and escapism, becomes a gateway to unspeakable horrors, adding another layer of unease to the already tense narrative. Furthermore, the use of wide-angle shots and POV camera techniques effectively heightens the claustrophobic atmosphere, further immersing viewers in the character's increasingly precarious predicament. In conclusion, while Night Swim may not reinvent the wheel of supernatural horror, it successfully weaves together elements from various genres and sources to create a chilling cinematic experience that is both visually arresting and psychologically haunting. The film's effective use of setting, sound design, and artistic influences ensures that viewers are constantly on edge, questioning the very fabric of reality itself. As for its own artistic influence, it's too early to say how much of an impact Night Swim will have on future horror films. However, given its hauntingly authentic portrayal of familial fracture and the unsettling fusion of domesticity and dread.
And with that, Timothy, dear chap, we've reached the end of our discussion on Night Swim. While I found it to be a refreshingly old-school horror flick that expertly balances suspense, jump scares, and genuine moments of terror, you remain firmly planted in your skepticism. But that's what makes our discussion so entertaining, isn't it? As for me, it'll be avoiding dark poolside areas and any creaking wooden fences at night for the foreseeable future. So, dear viewers, have we convinced you to dip your toes into the murky waters of Night Swim? Let us know what you thought of this haunted horror flick in the comments section below. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to join our growing family of spooky movie enthusiasts. Until next time, folks, stay dry and don't go swimming at night. Remember, there might be something lurking beneath the surface, waiting to pull you in.
Well, Tom, dear chap, I suppose we'll have to agree to disagree on this one. While I didn't find much originality in the storytelling or plot twists, it did manage to raise a few hairs on the back of my neck. As for avoiding dark poolsides and creaking fences, come now, Tom, I don't believe in such superstitions. But if it helps you sleep better at night, in all seriousness, thank you for joining us today as we discussed Night Swim. We appreciate your comments, likes, and subscriptions, and look forward to diving into another spooky film with you soon. Until then, stay dry, stay skeptical, and whatever you do, don't go swimming alone at night.